Hey, good morning everyone. Happy New Year 2025. Here we come. I hope everybody had a great holiday. We certainly did. It was nice to have a little bit of time with family. So I hope you guys had a great holiday too. Looking forward to a new year. So happy New Year again. And yeah, lots in store this year. So although it's been a holiday, it's been busy for us here. We of course had all of our busyness with the holiday events, but we've also been loading out the hog barn. So we have only a couple loads left, and we're starting into the wash down. So I'll show you that in a minute, but we got to get some feeding done here this morning. Earl and Dad had to head out. They had some events, a wedding and a funeral today, respectively, to go to. So we're gonna finish up feeding, and then we'll get to the hog barn. And this weekend is also the start of the Pennsylvania State Farm Show, and that has a special meaning for us this year because the kids are singing the national anthem on Sunday morning at the farm show. So look forward to that. We'll get that on the video a little later, but let's get some feeding done here first. That's the mix, grower mix for the calves that are down here. So we mix that feed up and then we run it out in those little piles, and we'll scoop it up in the skid loader because we can't get the mixer to where we need to feed that at. So we'll feed it with the skid loader in a little bit, but we're gonna make one more mix first, and then we'll feed some of these piles. While the other guy is feeding, we normally stage some piles here in a row that make it a little faster to make the next mix up. So that's why all those piles are against the wall there. We have some barlage, some earlage, some barley grain that we put up high moisture in a bag, and some corn distillers grain, and we have some hay down there, and that's all staged there just to make up the mixes for today. So we just kind of like utilize the time while the mixer is gone to bring in some of that feed and Then when the mixer shows up, we can quickly make the mix and send them on their way and keep things rolling. Okay, we just need some mineral yet to finish up this mix. Okay, we'll feed this mix. This is our starter mix. So this is the mix that we feed to our smallest, well, not the smallest. It's the smallest calves that get a TMR mix. This is our first TMR mix. So we're gonna run this down the new barn, and there's 3 different pens down there that we feed this to, and we'll divvy it out to them. So in addition to the TMR, we also just put a little bit of our grower on top of this TMR, mainly as just a way to attract them to the feed and to kind of wean them off of the grain feed, because up until this pen here, they've been on grain all their lives. So at this point, we transition them from a grain diet to our TMR. So we start the TMR, but we keep the grain going a little bit just to help them transition a little bit. While we're in the skid here, we're gonna finish, we're gonna feed those piles that we ran out a little earlier. This is our grower ration. So this is our second ration, starter, then grower, then finisher. So this is our grower ration, and get this fed. Well, I didn't do a very good job divvying that out. The wind was really blowing. I couldn't see how much I was dumping, but that's kind of the bummer about this feeding in this area. We have to come in the barnyard and dump it up over top, so we can't really see what we're dumping, but usually works out pretty good. Hey guys, get out of the way. Hip. Hip. right, running out the last mix. We got to keep the cattle out of the belt here while we feed, so that's what I'm doing out here. So far they've been pretty good. Okay, that's all the feeding for today. Whew. It's pretty windy out here today. Everything's blowing all around. All right, let's head to the hog barn. I'll show you a little bit about what's going on down there. All right, this is the first barn, and can you hear that? Nothing. It's super quiet in here. I'm not used to coming in here and it being so quiet, but that's because this barn is completely empty. So we already did wash down in this barn, and now we're starting to work at getting things set up to get little pigs again, and that'll be towards the end of the month. Everything's all cleaned up in here. We still need to get feeders set up and get the barn ready, but otherwise everything's cleaned up. So after each batch we do a full wash down and disinfect. That way we make sure there's not any germs or bugs that could affect the little pigs coming in. And in this barn, second barn, we have wash down on Monday. So we were just working at getting ready for wash down in here. I'll show you a little bit about what's going on. So we're all ready for wash down, but haven't actually done the wash down yet. So to get ready for wash down, we tear down all the feeders, flip them over, dump any feed out that was left, and set them up, and then they can get washed. Run all the feed lines clear, put the waters down, flush out the whole water system, and yeah, then we're ready for wash down. So I'll show you what's going on in the last barn. Yeah, it's so cold walking through here. The wind comes down between those barns and bites a little bit. All right, so in this barn, we still have some pigs in here. We have, I think, 3 loads left to finish us out for the batch. And they're split up between the 2 sides of this barn. So we've been trying to get feeders empty in here. Like I showed you, when we're done, we dump out the feeders. So because we put different feed in for the little pigs coming in. So we dump them out, that way they can get washed and everything gets cleaned up. So we don't want to have any extra feed in the feeders when we finish the batch out. So we've been trying to shut down feeders and move pigs around to finish out a couple feeders. So I got to do a little bit of that this morning here, and maybe run a little bit more feed in here, and then should be good to go. Still got some in there. These guys, they should need some. So all these feeders are already empty. We have the pigs out of these pens. Those guys got some. Oh boy. These guys have plenty. So we're gonna shut this feeder off, pull the red, closes that baffle up there. That way no more feed will go in that feeder. Same with these guys, they have plenty in there. On this side, we have a lot more pigs. So we really haven't shut down too many feeders over here yet. because most of these have a bunch of pigs in yet. But we have shut some of the front ones down here. Looks like we need some in there. Definitely need some in that one. But the feeders are set to run, so let's go back here and find out why they didn't fill. Alright, so here's the problem. That feeder is full. This is the feeder with the sensor on. So these feeders all fill sequentially until they get to this one, and then it fills this up, and when it gets to here, it stops in the sensor. But because there's only 6 pigs down here, they're not eating enough to make this feeder go down. So the feed piles up here and before the other ones fill, and then it shuts the feeder off because the sensor's here. So we'll push this feed away and then we'll restart them. I think that'll be fine. Same thing over here. There's only a couple pigs in here. I ought to switch them out for some pens that have more pigs. Let's see if they restart now. I see this curtain is slipping down. See that? Should be up all the way like those. Have to fix that. Sometimes these feeders just plug up a little bit. There it goes. Alright, so they're filling now. Looks good. And now they stopped again. So the problem is that when that last feeder is full, you have to get a lot of feed away. Otherwise it just keeps filling until it empties the whole line, because the line is full right now. So it has to empty this whole line before it stops shutting those off. So I have to go back here and clear the feed away again. Alright, now it's stopping. Now it'll start to fill all the other feeders. Alright, we got the feed going, and I adjusted that curtain a little bit, so that I think is closed up as good as it's gonna get. And should do it for down here this morning. All right, good morning, guys. This morning is the farm show. So we're gonna get some feeding done here quick and help Earl out. And then he's gonna take my place so we can all head up to the farm show for the singing of the national anthem. Farm show time?
Yep.
All right, we're all loaded up, headed to the farm show for the singing of the national anthem. I know you can't really see us very good, but a little bit of in the car practice time, and then we'll be ready to go.
Good morning, Mitch. Happy farm show. I see it.
My name is Sadie Johnson, and we are the youth ambassadors for the Pennsylvania State Range. Welcome to the 109th Pennsylvania Farm Show.
To kick off today's event, we are honored to have a talented group of performers with us to sing our national anthem.
Please stand, remove your hats, and join me in welcoming the Schellenberger siblings who will lead us in this patriotic tradition.
Let's show our appreciation as we begin another exciting day at the farm shop.
All right, the kids just finished singing, did an awesome job. It was really quite an honor to be up here and sing together, so we're thankful for that, and we're gonna go check out the farm show now a little bit. Little French fry breakfast?
At least there's some bacon on it. I mean, it's kind of like hash browns.
Right.
And chocolate milk.
right, headed home. Certainly a special farm show this year for us. So thanks for coming along with us. See you guys next time.